The Most Amazing Garden from The Memoirs of an Olive Tree by E.B. Vargas. Some places are just so beautiful you wish everyone you love could come and see it. Maybe it's on top of a mountain where trees grow so big and tall it's like they reach the sky. Maybe it's a sunset of orange, red, and purple clouds over the ocean. Or maybe it's a new baby deer sleeping next to its mom in a meadow. Places like these are worth sharing. Ollie the olive tree knows such a place of beauty, in fact, amazing beauty. Have them make a sanctuary for me, and I will dwell among them. Exodus 25:8, NIV. Theirs are the temple worship. Sweat fell from the man's brow. He had been working in his garden day after day, week after week, year after year. Still, the ground was rocky. Still, only thistles and thorn bushes grew. If only this harvest would bring a good crop to eat. You see, the man was alone and hungry. His tummy rumbled. One morning a lamb wandered into the man's garden. The lamb was small, but his wool was pure white. His step was sure, and he leapt effortlessly and with joy from rock to rock. The lamb never seemed to tire. The man looked at the animal. His eyes narrowed. "Go away, you old goat! Don't think you can come here and steal from me! Even if I had apples, I wouldn't give you any!" The man picked up a rock and threw it. "Chew on this," he mocked. Turning sorrowfully, the lamb said nothing. The air was dry and the sun now at its hottest. The man longed for a drink from the great river, but it was too far from his garden. He sighed as he sat down for just a little while. Sinking against a rock, he was soon fast asleep. Quietly, gently, the lamb lay down beside him. He nuzzled the man's face and allowed the man's head to rest on his soft, woolly side. The lamb seemed in no hurry. After a time, the lamb did a strange thing. He struck his hoof against a rock. Sparks flew. A small tongue of fire flickered and danced. Quickly the fire grew. Thorn bushes crackled loudly as they fed the flames. Nuzzling further and using his horns, the lamb lifted the man onto his back. I'm afraid of the fire!" the man cried, now awake. He clung to the thick wool. The man could feel the surprising strength of the animal under him as the lamb bounded through the flames. So many thistles had been planted, so many thorns scratched at the lamb's sides, but still he bounded. He was almost at the great river. They would be safe from the flames. And then it happened. The mighty horns of the lamb got caught. The thicket was too dense. Blood fell as the thorns pierced the lamb's brow. The fire burned closer. The air grew hotter. Surely the animal would burn in the flames. "Look what you've done now, silly old goat. You've saved my life but didn't have the sense to save your own. I guess you're getting what you deserve, coming around my garden trying to steal from me." The man turned his back. Diving into the river was the only place he could go if he wanted to live. The cold seemed to awaken the man on the insides. He thought of the danger he had just escaped. He remembered the tireless strength of the lamb. Tears mixed with water as he swam. He was sorry the lamb had to die. He was sorry he had planted all the thistles and thorn bushes. When finally he came up out of the water, all the sweat and grime of the rocky garden was washed away. And an amazing sight was before him. The consuming fire was completely gone. It had burned all the thistle, and now a new fire was upon a remaining tree. Amazingly, each of the tree's 7 branches did not burn. He walked closer and in the light of the fire saw a table piled high with food. Oh, what a feast it was! It seemed all right that he should eat of it. His tummy was still quite rumbly. Dried off and with full stomach he rested. A friendly brown bird flew down and hopped along the table to visit. It hopped onto the man's shoulder, cocked its head, and then flew a short way. It perched on something glowing golden. Oh my, a fancy door knocker! So the man knocked, releasing a wonderful aroma. The ivy wall split in two and opened. Amazing! Beyond the wall was a garden as long as it was high as it was wide. Bees danced from flower to flower. Each petal and each leaf sparkled like jewels. Everything glimmered, the brilliance shone like lightning. Olives, ripe and luscious, grew in the branches of a wide, tall tree. Butterflies rested on its glowing leaves. White, elegant birds flew overhead. The flapping of their wings sounded big, like thunder, and their song was bold. A rainbow arched over all. Amazing and still more amazing! In the middle of the garden, sitting on a great shining throne, was the Lamb. His horns shone brilliantly like a crown. The man dropped to his knees, trembling, and covered his head in wonder and in shame. How can this be? I left you in the fire. All is more and more amazing. The Lamb gently lifted the man's head. It's all right, friend. I'm alive and well. I did burn in the fire, but in so doing I changed the fire's nature. Did you not see the tree outside the ivy wall that did not burn? Fire has no more power over me. Never again will I burn, nor do you need to fear it. I came to your rocky garden of thistles, and you thought I wanted apples, but it was I who had a gift for you. I longed to share my garden, but first you had to cross the river and come through my door. I sent you thirst, but still you did not come, nor drink. It was I who set that fire. I offered you my broad back. How else could I get you here across my river of living water? How else could I rid you of all those thorns and thistles? Now go back to your garden. All things are new. The ground is rich and fertile. You've washed in my waters and feasted on my nourishment. Follow my instructions and plant the seeds I freely give you. Fruit, juicy and sweet, will grow. The man, in his joy, accepted the gift. He returned to his garden and found it just as the Lamb had promised. The soil was rich and fertile, and he planted the seeds as instructed. The fruit was juicy. Birds came and sang with full throat in the skies above his garden. The man went to visit the Lamb each and every morning, and he was never hungry or alone again. Visit memoirsofAnOliveTree.com. Enjoy the entire series, including easy-to-read explanations for children, lesson plans for teacher, parents, crafts, games, songs, and more.